Thanks for tuning in to Born to Ride TV. This week it's off to Key West for the Phil Peterson's Key West Poker Run in memory of Mr. Phil Peterson. Debbie Galletti gets the exclusive interview with Drew and Dirk Peterson. You'll see the passion two brothers have to carry on such a great tradition. All this and more here on Born to Ride.
Key West, Florida at Peterson's Harley-Davidson Poker Run, the annual poker run that everyone looks forward to, and it doesn't come unnoticed from the hard work of these two guys here. Drew Peterson, Dirk Peterson, South, North, Peterson's Harley-Davidson, Miami. And guys, this year, number 44, 44 years you've been at this. This year it's titled just a little bit differently. We got a little different title that's been hard this year in memory of Phil Peterson. Right after last year's poker run, you lost your dad, and you had to pioneer on this year without him. It must have been a tough year.
Yeah, but you know, he wouldn't want it any other way. You know, he's all about Key West. He started here in 1954. He's all about the ride and this camaraderie that we have here. It's a reunion every year when you come to Duval Street. We close the streets and everybody meets everybody again and again from year after year.
20,000 of his closest friends, you know, and I mean, for him charities were certainly a big part of it. He liked to raise the money, but it was more just about giving everybody a reason to ride, get together, you know, have a good time. He loved Key West. You know, it's where he started in the Harley business, so it held a very dear spot in his heart. And you know, he loved coming here. He loved promoting this ride in 44 years. A lot of memories and a lot of traditions. So it's good stuff. It's bittersweet in many ways.
So tonight, the 10 best hands will meet here at Dirty Harry's, and they'll go on stage, and we play one round of Texas Hold'em, and the winner takes all. And usually it was a bike or 6,000 cash, and the person that won couldn't decide what they wanted. So we did away with that, and we're just going to give a $10,000 check. Everybody can say wow to a $10,000 check, and not have to be on the spot and decide, do I want a Sportster, do I want the money? So I think it's going to be a big deal, and that's a big number. With $10,000, you can get that new bike you want, right?
Or buy your friends a lot of
a lot of drinks, right? Or redesign, or I don't know, redo your bathrooms. Who knows? But you know, it's always a good time. We enjoy coming here. Mark is a great host here at Dirty Harry's. City of Key West goes over and above for us. They really do.
Well, for 43 years, you guys were by his side putting this on together, so you know how it's done. But I have to tell you, this year things are really over the top at this poker run. A lot different. This is the only biker event, I think, where they don't have to hire a band because the baggers bring their own sound machines.
Yeah, and it gets bigger and bigger, and these guys do really put on the show. All of this happens automatic. A lot of the people that volunteer do it year after year. I have to thank the Rotary clubs and Diabetes Research, all the volunteers that make this happen, and George with the bike show. It's amazing.
Certainly couldn't do it without our partners down here in the Keys, between Sunrise Rotary Club, the Upper Keys Rotary. These people put hours of constant effort just to volunteer and get out here and help with it all. You know, all just out of the goodness of their heart, and you know, to give back to the community. And it really is a special time, I think, for Key West in many ways. For a lot of us, you know, really signifies the end of summer, right? This always is right at the end of September, the changing of the season. So this is really you know, a change of time down here, and it's become a tradition for the locals as well. So it's you know, it's a lot of fun.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine, the ultimate multimedia biker experience.
You guys have seen it all for years because you've got the orange and black running through your blood. You have been your family-owned, operated business in the Harley dealership, but the 2017 motor just was really a showstopper this year with Harley releasing that.
Yeah, the Milwaukee 8 is really a special motor. It's a 9th generation of the V-twin. You know, the big ones have been the Knuckle, the Pan, the Shovel, and the Evo. And now I'm thinking of my friends are still riding Evos, and they're truly old school. You know, they're over 20 years old now, and this new motor is powerful. 103 foot-pounds of torque out of the box. Stage 1 is 110 foot-pounds of torque right off the throttle. It's amazing.
And I think that's why your customers love doing business with you too. You've seen these motors evolve over the years, and you can lend so much credibility. And you're back in the years too, and you got the potato bikes, you know, and it's been an evolution.
That it has, and the new engine, besides the engine itself, suspension's updated, cooling system. We got oil, liquid cooled on the TKs and the classics. So a lot of great innovations. Just gives, for me, it's just more excitement. I was so excited when that new engine came out. I couldn't wait to just get on something. So, you know, even after 50 plus years in the business, it's fun to get excited about a new toy. And I'm looking forward to customizing my own and riding more. So.
That's what's cool about you two right here. I'm telling you, when a new product is released or new engine's released, this is the vibe they feel. They don't look at ROI and how many are sold and how many products. They say this is an engine that's got meat and guts and potatoes. Now I know you're going to say a little bit different, but I love that vibe that you have. That it's about the bike.
Well, I've always been a Dyna softtail rider, you know, the custom bike, and I guess now I'm going to have to ride a touring bike because that motor. It's not, yeah. You know, I've been saving it, and I guess it's time.
Is there a little rivalry between Peterson's North and Peterson's South sometimes?
Oh yeah, friendly rivalry. I mean, what brothers won't have some rivalry, right?
But it's all good fun, and you know, and we try to work together as much as possible, and you know, it is a family organization, and we have fun with it. You know, healthy competition is good even amongst us, and it's, you know, and it's not. I mean, we're partners at both stores, and so I think sometimes you know, you can't lose sight of the big picture, and the big picture is really all we want to do is sell bikes and have fun, you know, and make our customers happy. That's why we do what we do.
Let me ask you also, the Discovery Channel released a short mini-series called Harley and the Davidsons, and you guys have been around for a long time, so I'm going to ask you, what was your thought on that piece that Discovery Channel ran, and was it true to form, or did they get the storyline right?
Well, it was fictional, but it got a lot of people interested, and if you want to know the real history, those people will turn to Google or the history books and see. Well, you know, one of the things, of course, Harley dominated that motordrome, the board racing, and they boycotted it in that movie, so that wasn't true.
It was romanticized a little bit, but all in all, I thought it was a great portrayal of the family and how it got started. So, you know, they're going to make it right for TV. It was a 6-hour mini-series that they had to bang out in 3 nights. So they wanted to keep people's attention, and you know, it's a great story. It's a great American story, and it's terrific. I think it should be mandatory watching for everybody.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
Well, Drew, you told me something earlier about the 2017 motor. It was a knockoff from a motor that was never released?
Well, the Milwaukee 8 was built in 1928, and they said something about that in this show, that they dominated the board racing with this 4-valve per-cylinder motor, and they called it a Milwaukee 8 back then. And it was a 1928 design that they finally released into, instead of a race motor, into a street motor, and it's awesome.
20 production, right? I think they did 20 production in 1928, 29, whatever.
Yeah, it was the MA rule that if you want to race it, you had to have 20 in production.
So they made 20 just for racing, and here, 80 years later, they come out with it.
They're trying to one-up each other right here. I'm gonna let it go. No, just kidding. Well, it was a good year. It was a great poker run again this year. The winner takes all in this poker run. It's usually $10,000 or a motorcycle, and we've been doing this every year, coming up with that. What's been some of the greatest years and greatest memories with your dad involved in this, Dirk?
There's so many, he's had so many traditions here too. And I mean, I can remember coming back in some of the first years when there was only 30, 40 riders, and we'd come down and we'd do, it was always on the other side of town too, it was away from downtown because we weren't really popular then. So we'd have field meets on the other side of town and bike shows, and so those early memories were priceless. But over the years, as I got to be an adult and started riding and doing them with him and coming down with him, one of his greatest traditions was coming right here to Dirty Harry's on Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, 4 or 5, like it is now, going to the bar over there and having a rum Manhattan. So, in his honor, just a minute ago, I got myself a rum Manhattan from the bar and toasted with our good friend Bob and saluted to Dad in his memory.
All right.
So here's to Dad.
Cheers.
Yeah, I had a rum and Coke. I'm sorry I didn't have the Manhattan. Good thought. And you're right. He'd be sitting right there under the tree with Mark Rossi. Mark Rossi's a big supporter, and he and Phil are good friends.
Well, I'm sure he's looking down on you guys right now. You've continued the tradition. You will, I know, for several years. You've got the orange and black through your blood, and you're bringing so much to the charity, the diabetes research. You bring so much to the Keys. You bring so much to your fans that follow you and your customers and everything, and every year, and so much to the whole state of Florida. They look forward to this Keys poker run every year. So good job, guys. And
thank you.
And so do we. This is a big deal. I'll be relieved when it's over, but I'll start planning, the next one next week.
The tourism, I'm sure, has to thank you guys also. Heads and beds means a lot to the economic economy and the environment. So I think you guys have a pool party to get to now, because after all this work's done, that's part of the celebration.
That's right. Got to cool off and then come back and do some more, right? We got to give the 10 grand away a little later and see who the winners are.
Okay.
All right. Stay tuned. We got more coming up on Born to Ride TV. Phil Peterson's Poker Run. That's number 44. They're all having a good time. Stay tuned.